Multilingual audits are especially vulnerable to clean evidence, documentation that looks fully compliant but doesn't reflect what is actually happening on the shop floor. In global operations, paperwork often travels more easily than truth. Documents can be pristine, tidy, and technically correct, while the real process has diverged into something much messier. This disconnect creates evidence without context, information that appears solid but is detached from operational reality. Why context disappears? Across multiple countries, languages, and cultures, paperwork takes on a symbolic role. It becomes a representation of compliance rather than a reflection of it. 1. Documents are prepared to look right. Teams often tidy forms, rewrite records, or choose examples that show the best-case scenario. This isn't deception, it's cultural habit, pride, or a desire to avoid conflict. 2. Samples are pre-selected. Instead of randomly pulling evidence, staff may provide the neatest, simplest, or most recent examples. The auditor gets the curated version of reality. 3. Local shortcuts never appear on paper. Workarounds, informal knowledge, and undocumented steps are normal in many regions. They rarely make it into the official documentation. On paper, everything aligns. In practice, critical steps may be skipped, adapted, or rushed. Why this creates audit blind spots? Auditors who rely only on documents risk confirming compliance that doesn't exist, missing operational failures, overlooking training gaps, validating records that were updated retrospectively, misunderstanding real process capability, approving systems that break under real conditions. The danger lies in documentation that is technically correct but contextually misleading. Common scenarios auditors will recognize. You've likely seen evidence without context when a form is fully completed, but operators don't recognize it. Records are perfect, but dated only on the day of the audit. A procedure matches ISO language, but no one follows it. Logs show regular checks, but equipment clearly hasn't been touched. All documentation is in English, but the workforce works in another language. These are not anomalies. They're symptoms of multilingual systems where paperwork becomes a shield rather than a map. Why standard audit practice isn't enough? Auditors are often trained to begin with documentation. But in multilingual contexts, documents are the least reliable starting point. Paper compliance proves nothing without operational confirmation. What auditors should do immediately to restore context and accuracy. 1. Pair documents with on-site verification. Every key record should link to a physical step, demonstration, or operator explanation. 2. Ask to see the task performed. A live walkthrough reveals more than any form ever will. 3. Compare documentation language with shop floor language. If workers don't use the same vocabulary, the document is symbolic, not functional. The insight. Documentation is meant to reflect reality, not replace it. Hidden risk number 8 reminds auditors that true evidence lives in the process, not in the paper that describes it. Real compliance emerges only when documents and practice tell the same story.